Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I posted a video showing you guys how I installed a wig that I purchased from Amazon, but I did it in a very therapeutic, calming, and relaxing way. I wore no makeup in that video. There were no filters on the pictures that I took. I did not even edit them. They were untouched and raw because I felt like, you know what? Sometimes I wear a wig and I don't feel like wearing makeup because I really don't wear makeup that often. But anyways, you guys really gave me a lot of compliments on my skin. I have never received compliments on my skin unless I wore makeup. So the love that I received on that video was almost like, it made me kind of emotional because that's something that I've never received before. Ever. If you guys missed that video and you didn't watch it yet, I will link it above in the cards and it will also be in the description bar. So if you want to see it after this video, make sure you go ahead and check it out. In this video, I want to discuss all of the things that I've been doing to get my skin clear. Now, I know I have makeup on right now, but that's because I was taking my birthday pics. But I will insert some pictures of what my skin looked like before and what it looks like now, raw and untouched. I'm sure you guys can probably tell that this is not going to be a skincare routine video. I'm not going to be in my bathroom washing my face. I'm going to mention some skincare products that I've been using, but ultimately it's my diet that has really changed my skin. I'm really excited and I want to go ahead and get into this video, so let's go ahead and get started. If you guys are not new to my channel or if you don't follow me on Instagram, I started a new lifestyle as of March 1st. I cut out meat. So I am vegetarian. I'm somebody who loves watching documentaries and I have watched so many food documentaries in my time and they're all very disturbing and they all leave me with a really just not good feeling in my gut. You know what I'm saying? This was not a decision that I made irrationally. This is something that I've been thinking about for a long time, like a couple years. I always have the thought in the back of my head, like, could you stop eating meat? Could you stop eating this? Could you go without this? Because y'all, I love bacon. I love chicken wings. I love a good steak. Sometimes when I'm handling meat and I'm cooking it, it just kind of, it just doesn't have a very settling feeling to me. That was the biggest reason as to why I became vegetarian. Another reason was I was actually trying to lose weight. It did not help me lose any weight, but I also wasn't being very strict on myself. I was kind of just allowing myself the time to adjust to this new diet or lifestyle. So now that I feel like I'm really good and I have so many recipes that I love, I will be sharing one with you at the end of this video. So if you guys are interested, stay tuned. I feel like now I can really become more structured and start to lose some weight. I'm not looking for like a drastic change, but I feel like we all have issues with our bodies and we all have things that we want to work on, and I have mine. So yeah, I'm going to get started on that too, because now that I've been in this journey for 90 days, I've really been able to figure out what works for me and what doesn't. There was another reason that I wanted to cut meat out of my diet. I have eczema, and unfortunately I don't know if I have a picture of this eczema patch that I used to have on my elbow. You guys have probably seen it in my wig videos. It was so dry. It was so itchy. Oh my God, it caused me a lot of pain. Sometimes I would scratch it like in the middle of my sleep and I would start bleeding. I've had eczema since I was a baby. I'll insert a picture. I used to have eczema on my cheeks and it always looked like I had rosy cheeks, but nah. They was dry spots, okay? And then as I got older, I got most of my eczema issues in like my sweaty areas, so behind my knees, my elbows. And then when I became an adult, I noticed that I started having eczema flare-ups when I was stressed. So my hands used to bother me a lot. You guys can kind of see like some scars that I have on my fingers where if I was stressed out, I would find myself like scratching, which sounds so disgusting, but it's just true. And yeah, I just have a lot more like dry spots. I used to have a bad one right here on my armpit, like right in front of my armpit. It was horrible. And then I developed this one over here, which is gone. So those are the 3 reasons why I decided to start this journey. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys a little bit about the things that I have noticed since cutting out meat. The first one is that I do not get that overwhelming, full, tired feeling, aka the itis. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you eat a plate full of food, sometimes afterwards you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I ate so much food. I don't get that feeling. And at first I was like, oh, this is dangerous, because now how am I supposed to know when I'm full? You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to use that feeling as, okay, I'm full, I need to stop eating. But now that I don't eat meat, I don't get that tired feeling, because most of the food that I'm consuming is much more healthier. It's not pumped with antibiotics or chemicals or whatever. There's such a big issue with how food is made and developed now, because I don't even want to say really grown. But that's a bigger issue that I can really touch on in this video. One of the reasons why I wanted to cut out meat is because I feel like it's not necessarily the animals. I love animals. Don't get me wrong, but it's more so of the companies that are providing us with this meat that we're supposed to be putting into our bodies for nourishment. They're not really caring. The standard is so low, and if they can pump, I don't know. I could go on a tangent, you guys, but anyways, I no longer get that overwhelmingly full feeling when I'm done eating. I do feel satisfied, but if you've had the itis, you know. Another thing that this journey has really brought me was a higher respect for vegetables. I love vegetables. There's very few that I don't eat, which is like mushrooms. I don't care for okra. I know, I'm sorry. But yeah, there's very few vegetables that I don't like to eat. And I found that once I cut meat out of my diet, I saw what you could really do with vegetables. I mean, obviously, I knew that you can make noodles out of zucchini and all this other stuff. Seeing how differently they can be cooked to kind of imitate meat is just amazing to me. And I really haven't even missed eating meat, which is crazy. I know I just said I haven't missed eating meat, but sometimes I do want a different texture and like a meaty texture. So there have been occasions where I've eaten seafood. Technically, you could call me a pescatarian. I feel like there's so many labels out there, but I'm really only eating fish, or like I had scallops the other day, when I want something more meaty, but I don't want to eat meat. I have no interest in eating chicken, beef, steak, pork again. I just don't. So whenever I have that like craving for something of a different texture and more like sustenance, that's when I go for seafood, and I'll have a piece of like white fish, or I'll have scallops or something like that. Yeah, I don't eat shrimp. I don't like it. So that's not something that I incorporate, but I do have some tilapia. I have mahi, scallops, like I said, and on my birthday, I plan on eating crab legs. Those are the basics. Now let's go ahead and get into skin. I'm going to insert some pictures. I don't think my skin was that bad, but if you're somebody who doesn't like seeing like, unfiltered kind of gross skin, skip, I guess. I don't know. But I'm going to insert some pictures of what my skin looked like, and then I'm going to insert a picture of what it looks like now. These pictures have no filter. They are not edited, no Facetune, no nothing. As you guys can see, I had a lot of hyperpigmentation, and I had a few cystic acne things going on with my skin. I'm not somebody who typically breaks out a lot. I don't get my period because of other reasons. I don't think y'all want to talk about that. But I just wanted to let you guys know I don't get a period, so I don't get those like once a month kind of breakouts. But I always broke out on my cheeks. That was where I had most of my pimples. That's where a lot of my hyperpigmentation was. Mostly because once I have a pimple, it's like really hard for me not to touch it, which is so disgusting. And it's a really, really, really bad habit. But yeah, it's facts. I want to say about 2 years ago, I was watching Raven Elise. I love her channel if you guys don't know. She struggled with cystic acne, and she ended up being put on Accutane. But in one of her videos, she mentioned face mapping, which was basically like a diagram that you could Google, and it shows you where your breakouts are and what they mean. Around your chin and your jawline was hormonal. Your cheeks was what you ate. I forgot what the forehead was, but yeah. So basically when I saw that, and I saw that all the breaking out that I had going on was on my cheeks, and that was from what you're eating and your diet, that was another thing to really like put the nail in the coffin for me and really get my diet under control. Most of the time when I would research how to clear acne or hyperpigmentation or something like that, or eczema, the number one thing that Google told me to cut out of my diet was dairy. I ain't gonna be able to do it, okay? I love ice cream. I love cheese. I like yogurt. Like there's just so much. Oh my God, sour cream, like I couldn't stop. I just couldn't believe my skin looked like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I always knew that my skin wasn't flawless. My skin tone wasn't even. I had issues. Because I've gotten used to how my skin is looking now, I forgot what it looked like before. So that is another reason why I decided to do like a no filter video, because I really wanted to kind of like show off my skin, because I'm really proud of how far I've come. I would say the first time that I noticed a change in my skin after cutting out meat was probably around the 2 to 3 week mark. I noticed that I had some bumps on my face, like you guys saw, but they had flattened out. They were still there, but they were flat. Like when I ran my hands along my face, it was very smooth. The texture felt really nice. I didn't have any bumps or anything like that. I also used to have milia all the time. I would get like under my eyes, which if you don't know what milia is, it's like really small, like whiteheads. They're not like pimples. Oh my God, my skin would just flare up. And I used to always think that it was a product that I was using or whatever, but it turns out it was just what I was putting into my body. Gross. So yeah, that was the first thing that I really noticed in my skin. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I could really get used to this. So I continued with the meatless diet, and on went April, and then we came to the first week in May. The first week in May is like a celebration where I work, and they kind of like, you know, do a lot of things for everybody that works there. You got food all day, whatever. So one of the supervisors made a barbecue. Y'all, it is so hard for me to turn down some brisket, so I cheated. I had 2 little pieces of brisket. They were like this big. I'm not even kidding you. 48 hours later, I had bumps all over my face. Little itty bitty tiny bumps. My skin was red. It was inflamed. And I was like, oh, hell no. So I flushed out my system with water. I've been drinking water like crazy. And that is one thing that I wanted to let you guys know. I know a lot of times in these videos where people are like, oh, this is how I cleared my skin. You just gotta drink water like all day. I believe that, but I also believe it is what you are putting into your body. So I flushed out my system with a bunch of water. I ate a lot of like greens for the next few days, and my skin cleared up like that. And I was like, the sorcery. That just did it for me, because I was like, oh my God, I literally ate 2 things of meat the size of my thumb and my face broke out and now it's clear? Look at God. Like, stop. I was shook. So from then on, I was like, that's it. Me and meat, we done. And that's when I decided that when I wanted that like textural craving, I was going to settle for seafood. Now, I don't eat seafood every day, so I don't really call myself like a pescatarian. I hate all these different labels. Because eating the meat, this sounds so carnal right now, but because eating the meat did kind of satisfy something in my brain with the texture, that's when I was like, you know what? If I want something like this, I'm not going to deprive my body or my cravings because I'm just not that self-controlled. So that's when I decided, you know what, a piece of tilapia every once in a while won't hurt. If I want some mahi tacos, some fish tacos, I'm gonna do it. And I'm not going to tell myself no, like forget it. It is what it is. I know you guys probably expected a skincare routine video, and I am going to share with you a couple of products that I've been using, but ultimately the reason why my skin looks so good and it feels so good and it has been so clear recently for the last 90 days is because I do not eat meat. I've talked about not eating meat a few times here on my channel, and I always get a few people like, oh my God, I could never do that. Like, I need my protein. I need this. I need that. And that's fine. I'm not here to tell you to stop eating meat. You do you. Whatever works for you, please do it. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad. If you still eat meat, that's fine. It does not bother me. I still cook meat for my family. I'm trying to like wean it down a little bit. I am a little bit conflicted on having my kids become vegetarian. And for those of you who are like, kids need their protein, y'all, there is protein in plenty of other foods. Protein is not just in meat. But I have transitioned into buying organic meat, which that's a whole other ball game, because really, y'all, the FDA does not require, how do I say it? The FDA standards for a company to put the label organic on something is very low. So sometimes when you're buying organic, you're spending more, and that product is not necessarily organic. But I feel like in the back of my mind, it's making me feel a little bit better, but I have kind of dialed back on the meat content that I've been giving my family, but I still am not consuming it. So I do still cook meat at the house. They enjoy it. They also enjoy my vegetarian meals. I made my favorite recipe, which is the one you're going to see at the end of this video. And me and my daughter went ham on that. She absolutely loved it. I'm going to go ahead and get into the skincare products that I've been using. I have really tried to pay attention to the products that I'm using on my skin because my skin is very sensitive. I have eczema, and I felt like if I was really changing what I'm putting into my body, I need to change the products that I'm using on top of it, because a lot of the skincare that I was using was pumped with chemicals and things that I couldn't pronounce. So I'm really trying to be more simple, and I feel like that has helped as well. And one brand that I have been in love with is Coco Kind. This video is not sponsored. I wish it was. Coco Kind, what's up, girl? How you doing? Sponsor me because I love your stuff. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys a few products that I've been absolutely loving and that I've incorporated into my skincare for the past probably about 90 days. I think I ordered this package when I started cutting out meat. So somewhere around March, and I've been using it for quite some time, so I can really give you guys like a deep review and like a good understanding as to why I love these products. So I'm gonna go get them and then I'll be right back. So I want to mention some things that I really like from Coco Kind, and these are these little sticks. I have the matcha one and I have a turmeric one. The matcha one is for all over moisture, and I absolutely love this. It is green. It's just like matcha. I think the only ingredients in this is coconut oil, beeswax, and matcha tea leaf powder. That's it. And it's a little stick. I use it on dry areas of my face. I use it on my lips. I use it under my eyes. And then I just take my ring finger and kind of like rub it in. I also use this stick on my eczema dry patch, which you guys can't see because it's gone. But it was a really gnarly patch that I had right here in my elbow. And I use this on it like every day. And I feel like that helped as well. Now, the turmeric one I use, and the ingredients in this one is sunflower seed oil, beeswax, turmeric, ginger, tea tree, and that's it. So yeah, they're very simple. I can pronounce everything that's on this ingredients list. And I used this one, it's yellow as you guys can see, to try to help lighten up my dark spots, my hyperpigmentation. And I would use this, and then they have a green mask. It's like a chlorophyll mask, and they recommended to use them both together on the website, so I bought both. And it's like a powder. You spoon out the powder, and I use a little bit of oil to make like a mud or like a thick paste, and that's what I covered the turmeric mask with on my skin. And then I leave it on for about 20 minutes and rinse it off. My skin looks very bright and clear. Now, I don't use this as often as I should. I really should get back in the habit of using it. I'm just kind of bad, and sometimes when I wash my face at night, like I'm ready to go to bed. I ain't ready to do a mask, okay? Another product that I've been using, I only have the bottle, I don't have the actual product anymore because I ran through it, was the raspberry vinegar toner. Oh my gosh. First of all, it smells kind of good. I don't mind the smell of vinegar, but it does have like a little sweetness to it as well. I would take this, spray it onto like a cotton round, and after I wash my face, I would tone and kind of, like do what you do with toner, like rub it all over your skin. I feel like it really helps because vinegar is like a natural antiseptic. So anything that you have going on in your skin, vinegar does a really good job at like pulling it out and cleaning and really getting in there. And the whole purpose of a toner is to remove any leftover film from your cleanser. I mean, there's probably like other reasons why, but toner is so important because when you're washing your face, even when you rinse it all off and you think that you've got everything, there could still be some film and that could cause irritation. So you guys should, I was almost gonna say you need to, but I recommend using a toner if you're not already. And then my face wash that I'm using, this is not by Coco Kind. I found this actually on clearance at Target. This is by the brand Nourish Organic, and this is the Watercress and Cucumber Moisturizing Face Cleanser. I love this. This is the second time that I purchased it. It's a decent size. It's 6 ounces, but you really don't need that much. The watercress provides protective antioxidants. The cucumber hydrates and replenishes, and there is aloe vera to soothe and moisturize. This has like no bad things in it. It's GMO free, cruelty free, fragrance free, concern free. It's for all skin types, and I absolutely love it. It is USDA organic, gluten free, vegan, and it's made out of recycled material. So like it's bomb. The next product that I've been using is by Shea Moisture, and this is the African Black Soap Problem Skin Moisturizer. This has tamarind extract and tea tree oil. Tea tree oil. And I've used about half of this little guy. Now, this is kind of expensive. And in the store, I was like, you know what, I really want to try this out, but it's like $15. But now looking back, I've had this for a good amount of time and I'm just over halfway through with this product and I use it twice a day. I really like it because it doesn't make my skin feel super greasy or weighed down. My skin really like soaks this up. And the tea tree is really good for blemishes. Tamarind, I don't know what that does for your skin, but I mean, like, it can't be bad. But it does claim to clear and balance blemished, oily skin. I don't have super oily skin. I feel like my skin is pretty much combination, but I feel like with breaking out, your skin has too much of something. So I feel like not going in with a really heavy moisturizer will help that. So I want to go back and mention what is actually in this bottle now. So like I said, this is the raspberry vinegar toner. Since I ran out of that, I went ahead and researched if apple cider vinegar was good as a toner. And I got so many really good results. So I just filled up this spray bottle with some regular apple cider vinegar. I actually bought the Bragg's that has the mother in it. I don't know what that means, but I was like, you know what? All the skincare junkies on, YouTube and Instagram be talking about apple cider vinegar, that brand in particularly. So I wanted to buy that one. I did dilute it with a little bit of water because it is very harsh and this smell is more abrasive than the raspberry, but I do feel like using vinegar as a toner is really helping my skin. So if you guys want to try out any of the products that I mentioned that are from Coco Kind, now is the perfect time to do so because I received an email saying that they are donating 100% of their proceeds every day this week to one of the following organizations that are in support of Black Lives Matter. And given what our nation is going through right now, I feel like this is the perfect time to give back. So check the link in the description bar. Their link to their website will be down below and you guys can help and support our community. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. I'm gonna go ahead and transition into the recipe and the cooking portion. If you guys wanna see one of my favorite recipes, let's go ahead and get started in the kitchen.
Feel like dancing.